All right, outdoorsmen, we are getting out on my new bikes. Well, my new bike with my wife, my favorite friend there, getting her fancy hat on. There's the new bike. Got it for Father's Day, but then had to leave and didn't get a chance to ride it. So super excited to get out and give the fancy new electric bike a ride. Let's get outdoors. Yeah. There is a blue heron and a snowy egret. Oh, there comes another blue heron in for a landing. And there are lots of hooded mergansers. Super cool to see the ducks here. And then finally, I'm pretty sure that's a night heron there. So lots of options here on these little ponds. All right, everyone. There is a cormorant who is trying to dry his wings. And even though it's December, there's an alligator out warming himself up. So, well, it feels like you might be safe letting your dog get in the water, especially if it's a retriever. I would not be doing that. That's a pretty good size. All right, outdoorsmen, we are in the Eastport village of the villages, and here is one of the many water impoundment structures, and there's a flock of ducks here. The sun is really jacking with my vision. On some level they look like ruddy ducks, but I don't know for sure. I'm gonna go back and check this, and I'll put in the caption exactly what they are. All right, well, after we finished dinner at Harry and the Natives, my favorite friend and I are out and about here at the walkway of Lake Okahumka. And it's not very often that you get to walk up and be this close to sandhill cranes. Like literally, when I'm finished here, I'm 3 feet away. Pretty incredible. That is awesome. There are lots of marsh hens out there in the wetland, and we have been hearing shooting. Not sure. I'm sure they're just out on the other edge of the marsh grass there. You can see the open water again. You can see birds out there. I'm sure that's where they're shooting. Continuing around, we are making a little loop here. It's pretty cool that they have taken the time, obviously not for large boats, but you could definitely run a kayak up there and come out and then come over and have a little snack as evening comes to an end at Harry and the Natives. There you can see the Lake Okahumpka Rec Center there. They have a nice little, not exactly a dock, but a fishing space. And then you have this whole open area that people can come out and enjoy the great outdoors here while still being in a fully developed area, neighborhood within the villages of Florida. Here you can see lots and lots of Spanish moss within the live oak trees. And then you can see the transition from the open water into the wetland area around. It's very interesting to see. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to get into. I love the fact that they have taken the time to create spaces that allow people to experience the outdoors, even though it's a fairly developed space. This is a cool little area that they set aside to keep to see what a live oak grove would look like. Really, really interesting. I appreciate them going to the trouble of saving these trees. And there's some potential wetland space just in the dry season now. Well, that's the first time I've ever seen otters here in the villages. There he is. She said it was a pair, so I don't know where the other one is. Let's see if we can just be patient. There it is. There's one of the otters. I'm not sure where the other one is. It's interesting that they have built so many of these water impoundments. But what you don't realize is that these little marshy areas are 100% set up to transfer water out of the water control structures and get them into the massive wetland at the center of this property. They kind of surprised me, so I had to stop on my bike ride. But there are some fulvous whistling ducks. Whoop. There we go. You can tell because of their pink legs. It's a little hard to see in the sun. All right, everyone, wrapping up the e-biking time that I had with my wife in Florida. As always, it's great to be with her. It was my first real experience being on my new bike. I love the thing. Highly recommend For those of you that are maybe getting a little older or may not be in the best shape, it is a great way to get outdoors, cover a lot of ground, and see some really cool things that God has created for us. I love my e-bike, and I can't wait to get back down to Florida this spring and summer to get out and bring you some more video of cool stuff that I've seen while I'm on my bike. So until next time, get outdoors.